Arise, ye workers, from your slumbers. Arise, ye prisoners of want. For reason and revolt now thunders, and at last ends the age of cant. Away with all your superstition, servile masses, arise, arise. We'll change henceforth the old tradition, we'll spurn the dust to win the prize. Ah, so comrades, come rally, and the last fight let us face. The internationale unites the human race. Ah, so comrades, come rally, and the last fight let us face. The internationale unites the human race. No more deluded by reaction, on tyrants only will make war. The soldiers too will take strike action, they'll break ranks, they'll fight no more. And if those cannibals keep trying to sacrifice us to their pride, they soon shall hear the bullets flying. We'll shoot the generals on our own side. Ah, so comrades, come rally, and the last fight let us face. The internationale unites the human race. Ah, so comrades, come rally, and the last fight let us face. The internationale unites the human race. No saviour from on high delivers, no faith have we in prince or peer. Our own right hand the chains must shiver, chains of hatred, greed and fear. Ere the thieves will out with their booty, and give to all a happier lot. Each at the forge must do their duty, and will strike while the iron is hot. As a comrades, come rally, and the last fight let us face. The internationale unites the human race. As a comrades, come rally, and the last fight let us face. The internationale unites the human race. The internationale unites the human race. Toil night and day, by hand and by brain, to earn your pay who for centuries long past, for no more than your bread, have bled for your countries and counted your dead in the factories and mills, in the shipyards and mines. We've often been told to keep up with the times, but our skills are not needed. They've streamlined the job, and with slide rule and stopwatch our blind they'll rob die. But when the sky darkens and the prospect is war, who's given a gun and then pushed to the fore and expected to die for the land of our birth, though we've never owned one handful of earth? first ones to starve. We're the first ones to die. We're the first ones in line for that pie in the sky. And we're always the last when the cream is shared out. For the worker is working when the fat cat's about. Aye, and all of these things the worker has done, from tilling the fields to carrying the gun. We've been yoked to the plough since time first began. Aye, and always expected to carry the can.
You're trying to tell me capital has won at last. Anyone who's not convinced has just been shown the door. You're trying to tell me competition turns the wheels. Smart money never deals in welfare anymore. Survival of the fittest keeps the species strong. Change is always painful, but it doesn't last too long. Excuse me, friend, I think you could be wrong. When some of us are free to rise and some are free to fall, all of us are under the dictatorship of capital. You're trying to tell me profit is the bottom line. Cancer is sometimes benign. It eats the cells that leave themselves defenseless. You're trying to tell me market forces must prevail. Some succeed while others fail. Failure has to face the consequences. Weeding out the weak is Mother Nature's song. Existence is a game like chess, Monopoly, or Mahjong. Excuse me, friend, I think you could be wrong. And it did not take me by surprise when the revolution from above began to cave in. Like a new town built by an architect, a concrete wasteland no one wants to live in. When some of us are free to rise and some are free to fall, all of us are under the dictatorship of capital. You're trying to tell me I'm living in democracy. Everyone is always free to either live with ugliness or beauty. You're trying to tell me undermining revolutions when they threaten institutions is a major power's democratic duty. With Batista, Marcos, Pinochet you got along, but not with the Sandinistas and not with the Viet Cong. Excuse me, friend, I think you got it wrong. 'Cause when some of us are free to rise and some are free to fall, all of us are under the dictatorship of capital. All of us are under the dictatorship of capital. All of us are under the dictatorship of capital.
I was listening to the news the other day. Heard a fat politician who had the nerve to say he was proud to be Scottish, by the way, with the glories of our past to remember. Here's to us was like us, listen to the cry, no surrender to the truth, and here's the reason why. The power and the glories, just another bloody lie they use to keep us all in line. For there's no gods and there's precious few heroes, but there's plenty on the dole in the land of the real. And it's time now to sweep the future clear of the lies of a past that we'll always never feel. So farewell to the heather and the glen. They cleared us off once and they do it all again. For they still prefer sheep to thinking men. But men who think like sheep are even better. There's nothing much to choose between the old laird and the new. They still don't give a damn for the likes of me and you. Just mind you pay your rent to the factor when it's due, and mind your bloody manners when you pay. For there's no gods and there's precious few heroes, but there's plenty on the dole in the land of the real. And it's time now to sweep the future clear of the lies of a past that we'll always never feel. And tell me, will we never hear the end of Pear Bloody Charlie at Culloden yet again? Though he ran like a rabbit in the glen, leaving better folk than him to be butchered. Or are you sitting in your council house, dreaming of your clan, waiting for the Jacobites to come and free the land? Try and go and down the brew with your claymore in your hand, and count all the princes in the queue. For there's no gods and there's precious few heroes, but there's plenty on the dole in the land of the real. And it's time now to sweep the future clear of the lies of a past that we'll always never feel. So don't talk to me of Scotland the brave, but if we don't fight soon, there'll be nothing left to save. Or would you rather stand and watch them dig your grave while you wait for the tartan Messiah He'll lead us to the promised land with laughter in his eye. We'll all live on the oil and the whiskey by and by. Free heady beer, pie summers in the sky. Well, we never have the sense to learn that there's no gods and there's precious few heroes, but there's plenty on the dole in the land of the real. And I'm damn sure that there's plenty live in fear of the day we stand together with our shoulders at the wheel. Aye, there's no gods.
Jara of Chile, he lived like a shooting star. He fought for the people of Chile with his songs and his guitar, and his hands were gentle, his hands were strong. Victor was a peasant. He worked from a few years old. He sat behind his father's plough, and he watched the earth unfold, and his hands were gentle, his hands were strong. The neighbors had a wedding, or one of their children died, his mother would sing all night for them, with Victor by her side. His hands were gentle, his hands were strong. And he grew to be a fighter against the people's wrongs. He listened to their joy and grief, and he turned them into songs, and his hands were gentle, his hands were strong. He sang about the copper miners and those who worked the land. He sang for the factory workers, and they knew he was their man, for his hands were gentle, his hands were strong. He campaigned for Allende, working night and day. He sang, take hold of each other's hand, for the future begins today. His hands were gentle, his hands were strong. The bloody generals, they seized Chile. They arrested Victor then. They caged him in the stadium with 5,000 frightened men, and his hands were gentle, his hands were strong. Victor stood up in the stadium, and his voice was brave and strong. He sang for his fellow prisoners till the guards cut short his song. His hands were gentle, his hands were strong. They broke the bones in both of his hands. They beat his lovely head. They racked him with electric shocks after 2 long days of torture. They shot him dead, and his hands were gentle, and his hands were strong. Now the generals ruled Chile, and the British have their thanks, for they rule with hawker hunters, and they rule with chieftain tanks. And his hands were gentle, and his hands were strong. Victor Jara of Chile, he lived like a shooting star, and he fought for the people of Chile with his songs and his guitar. And his hands were gentle, his hands were strong. His hands were gentle, his hands were strong. His hands were gentle, his hands were strong.
I come like a comet newborn, like the sun that rises at morning. I come like the furious tempest that follows the thundercloud's warning. I come like the fiery lava from cloud-covered mountains volcanic. I come like a storm from the north that the oceans awake to in panic. I come because tyranny planted my seed in the hot desert sand. I come because masters have kindled my fury with every command. I come because man cannot murder the life-giving seed in his veins. I come because liberty cannot forever be fettered by chains. I come because tyrants imagine that mankind is only the throne. I come because peace has been nourished by bullets and cannon alone. I come because one world is two and we face one another with rage. I come because guards have been posted to keep out the hope of the age. From earliest times the oppressed have awaked me and called me to lead them. I guided them out of enslavement and brought them to high roads of freedom. I marched at the head of their legions and hailed the new world at its birth. And now I shall march with the peoples until they unfetter the earth. And you, all your sanctified money bags, bandits anointed and crowned, your counterfeit towers of justice and ethics will crash to the ground. I'll send my good sword through your hearts that have drained the world's blood in their lust, and smash all your crowns and your scepters, trample them into the dust. I'll rip off your rich purple garments and tear them to rags and to shreds, and never again will their glitter be able to turn people's heads. At last your cold world will be robbed of its proud hypocritical glow, for we shall dissolve it as surely as sunlight dissolves the deep snow. I'll break down your cobweb morality, shatter the old chain of lies and catch all your black-hooded preachers and choke them as though they were flies. I'll put a quick end to your heavens, your gods that are deaf to all prayers. I'll scatter your futile old spirits and clean up the earth and the air. And though you may choke me and shoot me and hang me, your toil is in vain. No dungeon, no gallows can scare me, nor will I be frightened by pain. Each time I'll rise from the earth and break through all your weapons of doom, until you are finished forever, until you are dust in the tomb.
From
fall through darkness and despair.
Early every year the seeds are growing, unseen, unheard they lie beneath the ground. Would you know before the leaves are showing that with weeds all your garden will abound? If you close your eyes, stop your ears, close your mouth, and how can you know? For seed you cannot hear may not be there, seed you cannot see may never grow. In January, you've still got the choice. You can cut the weeds before they start to bud. If you leave them to grow high, they'll silence your voice, and in December you may pay with your blood. So close your eyes, stop your ears, close your mouth and take it slow. Let others take the lead and you bring up the rear, and later you can say you didn't know. Every day another vulture takes flight. There's another danger born every morning. In the darkness of your blindness the beast will learn a bite. How can you fight if you can't recognize a warning? So close your eyes, stop your ears, shut your mouth and take it slow. Let others take the lead and you bring up the rear, and later you can say you didn't know. Today you may earn a living wage, tomorrow you may be on the dole. Though there's millions going hungry, you needn't disengage, for it's them, not you, who's fallen in the hole. So close your eyes, stop your ears, shut your mouth and take it slow. Let others take the lead and you bring up the rear, and later you can say you didn't know. It's alright for you if you run with the pack. It's alright if you agree with all they do. If fascism is slowly climbing back, it's not here yet, so what's it got to do with you? So close your eyes, stop your ears, close your mouth and take it slow. Let others take the lead and you bring up the rear, and later you can say you didn't know. The weeds are all around us and they're growing. It'll soon be too late for the knife if you leave them on the wind that around the world is blowing. You may pay for your silence with your life. So close your eyes, stop your ears, shut your mouth and never dare. And if it happens here, they'll never come for you, because they'll know you really didn't care.
You threatened by words from an empire of money and gold. Will you trade in your country's potential for the lies you've been sold? Are you scared that the walls are too high to be breached by the bold? Will you stand and be counted, or shut up and do what you're told? Hope over fear, don't be afraid. Tell Westminster Tories that Scotland's no longer your slave. Carpe diem, will you seize the day? Rip the chains from the unicorn, Scotland's no longer your slave. Did the TV man call you a nationalist for rejecting the lies? Are the words of the few off the bob cause they wear shirts and ties? When they tell you that Scotland's no great, are you really surprised? Will you stand and be counted for something that money can't buy? Hope over fear, diem. Will you seize the day? Rip the chains from the unicorn, Scotland's no longer your slave. Are you happy that nuclear weapons are dumped on the Clyde? Fighting wars for the wealth of the few, how many have died? You can bury my bones, but the truth of it can't be denied. Will you stand and be counted, 'cause I'll be there stood by your side. Hope over fear, don't be afraid. Tell Westminster Tories that Scotland's no longer your slave. Carpe diem, will you seize the day? Rip the chains from the unicorn, Scotland's no longer your slave. Will the media tell you that England don't want you to go? And the taxpayer-funded MPs tell you just tell them no. No! But in Manchester, Nottingham, Sheffield, they already know that we're fighting for them, and it's only the start of the show. Ha ha! Hope over fear, don't be afraid. Tell Westminster Tories that Scotland's no longer your slave. Carpe diem, my friend, will you seize the day? With the chains from the unicorn, Scotland's no longer your slave.
John MacLean. He said, a bayonet, that's a weapon, with a working man and either end. Betray your country, serve your past. Don't sign up for war, my friend. Don't sign up for war. When they turned the moon alongside Hall, John stood up at the fountain. What he said was tailor-made to magnify the fiction. Conscription. He said, a bayonet, that's a weapon, with the working man at either end. Betray your country, serve your class. Don't sign up for war, my friend. Don't sign up for war. The next time that they came for him, John Kent came in their business. He didn't plead for mercy. He said, give me British justice. The justice that he called for stunned Billy into silence. Went into hell, the hammer fell. 3 years was the sentence. He said, a bayonet, that's a weapon, but the working man at neither end. Betray your country, serve your class. Don't sign up for war, my friend. Don't sign up for war.
That's in Buchanan Street. I'll join 200,000 that's there to meet the train that's bringing back to Glasgow our own dear John MacLean. Domine, Domine, there was none like John MacLean, a fighting Domine. Tell me where he's been, and why has he been there? They've had him in the prison for preaching in the square. For John he held a finger to all the ills he saw. He was right side of the people but the wrong side of the law. Domine, Domine, there was none like John MacLean, a fighting Domine. Johnny was a teacher in one of Glasgow's schools. The golden law was silence, but Johnny broke the rules. For a world of social justice, young Johnny couldn't wait. He took his chalk and easel to the men at the shipyard gate. Domine, Domine, there was none like John MacLean, a fighting Domine. The leaders of the nation made money hand our fist by grinding down the people by the fiddle and the twist. Aided and abetted by the preacher and the press, Johnny called for revolution and he called for nothing less. Domine, Domine, There was none like John MacLean, a fighting Dominie. The bosses and the judges united as one man, for Johnny was a danger to the 1418 plan. They wanted men for slaughter in the fields of Armenteers. John called upon the people to smash the profiteers. Dominate, dominate. There was none like John MacLean, a fighting dominate. To the courtroom in Edinburgh tomb, but still he didn't cower, he firmly held his ground, and stoutly he defended his every word and deed. 5 years it was his sentence in the jail at Peterhead. Dominate, dominate. There was none like John MacLean, fighting dominate. 7 months he lingered in prison misery, till the people rose in fury in Glasgow and Dundee. Lloyd George and all his cronies were shaken to the core. The prison gates were opened and John was free once more. Dominate, dominate, dominate. There was none like John MacLean. Dominate, dominate. There was none like John MacLean, fighting dominate.
The world alive of lived beside the waters that they call a Clyde. I build the ships, I watch them glide down the Vermilion Star. Watch the work and sleet in the rain, labour for another's gain. Now you place and don't complain, now that's the rich man's loss. When I was young I read with pride how Scotland's heroes fought and died to keep the nation fortified against the English crown, sir. Scots were here with Wallace fled, white clerics fancy were misled, fought amongst themselves instead, fighting for brought down, sir. When the Billy boys are marching in the sash of Mother's War, the day was in Lavinia from 300 years before. The gentry give us smiling in their glasses to John Bull, who keeps us all in poverty with the old divide and rule. The pipes that play, the drums that beat on Heather Glen and Cobbled Street, the sullen tramp of marching victory turned the call to arms, sir. In the field where cattle grazed, brother's hand the brother raised, thus the name of God was praised, and smoke a burning farm, sir. When the Billy boys are marching in the sash of Brothers' War, the Divers in the Lavinia grew 300 years before. The gentry give us a smile and lift their glasses to John Bull, who keeps us all in poverty with the old divide and rule. I'd see the day when tyranny is swept away. Honest blood for honest pay becomes the right of all, sir. As for Gentile, so for Jew, Protestant and Catholic too, every race and every hue secure within four walls, sir. Out the very by opinion, together make a stand, to raise a flag of workers powerful across the land. Declare it in the factory away the office at the school. We'll put an end to poverty and the old divide and rule.
In 1649, St. George's Hill, a ragged band they called the Diggers came to show the people's will. They defied the landlords, they defied the laws. They were the dispossessed, reclaiming what was theirs. We come in peace, they said, to dig and sow. We come to work the land in common and to make the wasteland grow. They said, divide it, we will make whole, so it can be a common treasury for all. The sin of property we do disdain. No one has any right to buy and sell yet for private gain. By theft and murder they took the lands. Now everywhere the walls rise up at their command. They make the laws to chain us well. The clergy dazzle us with heaven, or they damn us into hell. We will not worship the God they serve, the God of greed who feeds the rich while poor men starve. We work, we eat together, we need no swords. We will not bow to masters or pay rent to the lords. We are free men, though we are poor. You diggers all stand up for glory, stand up now. From the men of property, the orders came. They sent the hired men and troopers to wipe out the diggers' claim, tear down their cottages, destroying their corn. They were dispersed, only the vision lingers on. You poor take courage, you rich take care. The earth was made a common treasury for everyone to share, all things in common, all people one. We come in peace, the order came to cut them down.
In March, please join in. Hey Mark, did you see him as he came to the Gargay? Oh, o'er the lamb and low and north o' the Tay. Yon man is coming, that he'll turn a star and look for a shoe he'll win back the Glasgow the day. The Chinas and Huddles on the marching big white bang. Come on now and hear him, he'll be ours trying to buy. Turn
chopping chimney. Leave your crayons and your muckle gantries. Great John MacLean's coming home to the Clyde. We all sing. Great John MacLean's coming home to the Clyde. Argyle Street and London roads, the route that we're marching. The lads fae the Brimalaw up here to your man. Kneel, lodge your podrums, give back hail and chifter, take your pipes name and march at the head of the clan. Hello, Pat Malone, I knew you'd be here, so the red and the green land will wear side by side. Cornwall's is his today, Glasgow belongs to him. The great John MacLean has come home to the Clyde. We're saying, great John MacLean has come home to the Clyde. The green will march and get order. One grips his banner wheel, that boy is nae blind. Look now, that's Johnny there, that's him, he's the bonny fighter. Lennon's his comrade, and Beatnik's his mate. Oh, tactic, while he's speaking, for they'll mind what he says here in Glasgow city, and the hail one will be signed. I man the scarlet's funny, here's to you, Hill and Shawnee. Great John MacLean has come home to the Clyde. Oh, great John MacLean has come home to the Clyde. I feel when's finished, I'm a home to Stringburn. Come home to your tea, John, we'll soon have you fed. It's hard work the speaking, I'm sure he'll be tired in it. I'll sleep on the Blair mat and give John the bed. The Hill City's quiet now, the Ken City's resting. At home with Glasgow brings the fame and the pride. The red banners waving, man, Scotland has marched again. The great John MacLean has come home to the Clyde. Aye, great John MacLean has come home to the Clyde. Last time, great John MacLean has come home to the Clyde.
Songs about continuity and tradition, and there's a kind of a salute to those who've gone before, including Ewan and Woody. The days and the hours swiftly turn into seasons. The weeks and the months quickly turn into years. The present is colored by memories of childhood, of heartache and happiness, laughter and tears. I've flown and I've driven long miles by the million, through desert and forest and high mountain range, through pastures of plenty and dark city byways. Life on the move in boat, car and plane. 35 years of sand and pain, 35 years of life on the road, laughing at tyrants, spitting at despots. I've danced in the footsteps of men like Tom Joad, and they called me an outlaw, and they've called me a dreamer. They said I would change as I aged and grew old, that the memory would fade of the things I had lived through, that the flash fire of youth would slowly turn cold. But I raise up my glass and drink deep of its flame to those who have gone, who were links in the chain. And I give my soul's promise, I give my heart's pledge to outlaws and dreamers and life at the edge. See, here's to the vision that binds us together, that tears down the walls that would keep us apart. And here's to the future where dreams will be honored, the fierce flame of freedom that burns in our hearts. For the fire is still burning, the future's still calling, to follow the dream till the end of my days. Wishing's for fools, but dreams are for outlaws. Laughter's for lovers, and tears for the brave. And I raise up my glass and drink deep of its flame to those who have gone, who were links in the chain. And I give my soul's promise, I give my heart's pledge to outlaws and dreamers and life at the edge. To outlaws and dreamers and life at the edge.
Thank you.